Welcome back, everyone, to Delmarva Sports Insider. Week 1 of high school football, and the action in Delaware did not disappoint.
Nope. Not even a little bit. So coming off a state championship, we're talking about Woodbridge with a bit of a new look in the 2019 season. First-year head coach Jed Bell making his debut as the Blue Raiders head coach in Woodbridge, rocking the Fight Like 4 decals on their helmets, honoring, of course, former Blue Raiders quarterback Troy Haynes, currently battling cancer. Right there, though, first quarter, 1 yard line. Dalton Purdue, the transfer, sneaks into the end zone, so Woodbridge up 7-0. Second quarter, the freshman Ormond Sanders comes up with a loose ball and returns it for the touchdown.
An embarrassment of riches for those guys, a freshman. So skip ahead to the third quarter. Woodbridge up by 7. Purdue dropping a dime into the hands. Hey, you know this name? Troy Haynes, Troy's younger brother. Big time catch. Now that's going to set up the Blue Raiders inside the Caravel 10-yard line, and they would capitalize a few plays later in this game. Jaquan Massey with a pitch outside, and he's also going to take it to the end zone. The Blue Raiders open up the season with a win. They take down Caravel 28-7.
Yeah, so Woodbridge picking up where they left off, so to speak, defending their title, and it's a good start.
Yeah, we were joking with Coach Preston Grace. He said, get that bling, right? you know what's coming. You know what's coming in this show. No, in all seriousness, we see these names. We see the last name Haynes. We see the last name Westcott a lot at Woodbridge. Right. We see the last name Massey. I don't know where all these kids are coming from, but they are good. The younger siblings and cousins and all family members. Kane is another name we see at Woodbridge a lot. And these guys, they obviously they just reload every year.
Yeah, and being up at that game tonight, they were playing Caravel Academy, and that is a very solid team coming out from the northern part of the state, and that defense showed up. Yeah. You know, we're looking at North Carolina, and that Woodbridge defense, they were electric. They were flying around. We have, Coach Ennis coming over from Laurel, kind of taking over as the defensive coordinator, and he really had this team fired up all night long. So big win for them, 28-7. But just like
Bell too, right?
Yeah, that's right. So Isaiah Taylor, and then we also have Jed Bell picking up wins.
There it is.
Now they got to make it 2-0 next week. But we have more games in Delaware for them. Let's send it back over to Drew.
Thanks, Jeff. So let's transition to another team expected to make some noise this year in the Henlopen. Cesar Rodney kicking things off at home to start the season with the Riders hosting Appo. Dan Candeloro and the Riders looking for their 3rd consecutive season opening win over the Jags, but things would start off in favor of Appo. Jags QB Ryan Von Brandt finds Ezekiel Brister over the middle, and Brister's going to turn on the Jets, burning the Riders defense all the way to the house. Little flare at the end to open up the scoring, but things would change just a couple minutes later. Off the ensuing kickoff, Riders would have the answer offensively. Jameer Woodland's rolling to his right. He's going to look deep to connect with Corey Handy, who's off to the races. All the way to the end zone for 80 yards to draw this game even at 7. And then the Riders also getting it done on the defensive end. Pressure is going to force Von Brandt out of the pocket. Charles Keeler and a group of Riders are going to come up with a big tackle into the backfield. But Appo just starting to click on offense. Matt Krause is going to hold the quarterback sneak and just wedges his way into the end zone. Jags steal a win with a decisive victory over CR, 35-7. And we'll head over to Lewis with Cape Henlopen hosting St. George's. The Hawks, they strike first, but the Vikings take the 1-point lead after this Jaden Davis 3-yard touchdown run. But the ensuing drive, first play from scrimmage, handoff goes to Lamar Wright, and he's gone. 55 yards to the Tech takes the 14-7 lead at the half. Tough break for the Vikings. The opening drive, though, on the half for Cape. We'll see it here in a moment. A little bit of a smooth bootleg on the play action from Henry D'Ambrosi. He's going to walk in untouched. A little flare at the end from him, too. Show it off, little man. And then the very next drive for the Hawks, Wilson Nair. Wilson's going to air it out, and he's going to hit Terrence Trapp, who runs the entire defense off the field. 83-yard score as Tech rolls to a big win past Cape, 42-17 to open the season. Guys, another great run here in Delaware. We'll send it back to you for some more scores and analysis.
And a few more scores to get to. First of all, defending their championship in style, Sussex Central goes to La Plata across the bridge in Maryland and comes away with a victory. Cannot say the same for Sussex Tech. They fall by 3 at the hands of Northern, also from Maryland.
All right, so we got Del Mar and St. Mary's. Now, we had a lot of talk about some of the guys transferring out of Del Mar. They still were able to come up with a win in week 1.
Yeah,
good showing there, 35-28. And then also Middletown
the Harvest
and Smyrna.
Bowl.
last year, Middletown, they really kind of ran away with this game. I know it's a loss for Smyrna, but
kept it very close.
They're looking to rebuild. Yeah, they kept it much closer than last year, so 17-6 the final in that one.
Yeah, those guys don't need a pity party, so I'm sure they're still upset about losing.
Right, yeah, we see Delmar winning there by 7, despite, as Jeff said, a lot of pieces leaving. So, I mean, I'm assuming we're feeling good about their prospects. Central, Woodbridge, so a lot of these teams that are kind of perennially always there, even Smyrna getting a little bit better this year.
I actually picked Delmar to lose. I'm not ashamed to say it. I wasn't sure what St. Mary's was. I just know what we've seen from Delmar. A lot of pieces missing. But you always got to give credit. Yeah, you got to give credit to Dave Hearn. So, they play Parkside next week. So that is going to be a good game. Maybe Delmar's 2-0, maybe Parkside's 0-2. Did we see that coming?
I didn't see that coming.
No.
I thought Parkside was winning tonight.
No, so we'll see. And then what else you see, Jeff?
I mean, aside, putting Woodbridge aside, I know we weren't at the Sussex Central game, but coming into the season, their defense was ranked 2nd in the state. We saw what they did last year, so I'm very excited to get out there and see them this year because they're looking to repeat, of course, pick up the 2nd ever state championship in their school history if they're able to repeat. Woodbridge, a great showing. Delmar, a great showing. And, I'm excited to see some of these defenses.
Not so good, CR. A home loss like that to a team in Appo that is not on anybody's radar to win a state championship. So.
At least not in football, probably in lacrosse.
Baseball.
Yeah, not in football at all.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, you know what time it is. We've got to shift gears.
Okay.
Dramatically. We got to talk about news tonight, specifically the storm that just made its way through and moved around some football games. Hurricane Dorian finally making its way back to the ocean. Good riddance. We'll tell you more about its influence on Delmarva and its impact on the East Coast.
This is Philip Townsend, head coach at Indian River High School. You are watching Delmarva Sports Insider.